So the game that I've been playing the most this year is sort of funny because it came out pretty recently. A couple of weeks ago, the Halo Infinite beta for the multiplayer went live with Season 1, and I've been playing this thing non-stop since it released, working through that battle pass and all of that. So there's a pull at least to keep playing there, get the cool cosmetics and effects and coatings and all of this. But it's really taken me back to a time that I remember very fondly with Halo 3. The gameplay in Halo Infinite for this multiplayer, this arena-style shooter, is very reminiscent of what I played back then in the Halo 3 days, jumping online with a bunch of friends each night and playing for hours on end. I mean, seriously, I've lost entire nights just about to Halo Infinite like I did back in the day with Halo 3. So I've racked up a ton of hours playing this, and based on what they are doing to add in more features, more playlists and rankings, I think I'll be playing this for quite a bit longer.
My favorite indie game was easily Loop Hero. I loved the feel of it. It gave me some serious ogre battle vibes. The pixel art and the music and just the cool new mechanics that it brought along really appealed to me. I also really loved Bowser's Fury. I thought that like an open world game done with like those like singular kind of curated Mario challenges was a really interesting idea coming off of Mario Odyssey. It was actually kind of more my style of Mario game. Those would be by far the two that I liked the most this year.
The game that I've been playing the most of in 2021 is a small indie title called Wildermyth. It's probably one that's not on your radar, but it definitely should be, because unlike a lot of other games that say your choices matter, your choices in this game really do, because you're generating the story based off of the decisions you make. So your characters that happen to be farmers that wind up taking up arms against mystical enemies that wind up invading their land really have impacts on the entire storyline. If you choose to fight in a certain battle and you win, the villagers of that region will remember you, and they'll even tell stories of that fateful day when you came to their town. On the other hand, if you decided to hide, the people will remember those actions as well. It's an amazing game with a lot of memorable characters that you wind up shaping, and it really has a massive impact on the gameplay itself. Definitely something to check out, especially if you happen to be a PC gamer.
When I finished Marvel's Guardians of the Galaxy, I immediately wanted to dive right back in for seconds. And for such a late release, it has easily become a game I've sank the most time into this year. From its writing that can make you laugh in one moment and then choke up the next, to its fast-paced and easy-to-grasp mechanics, Marvel's Guardians of the Galaxy is simply one of 2021's biggest surprises. It's a game I would recommend to anyone, whether you're a fan of the source material, whether that's the comics or the films.
Aren't you a little young for the core?
Aren't you a little old for that hairdo?
Or even if you don't care about this property at all. Plus, it's always nice to champion a title that was made right here in Canada too.
My name is Rocco from Mega64, and the game that I played the most in 2021 was definitely Yakuza Like a Dragon, which I know is kind of cheating. That was technically a 2020 game, but it got its moment on the PS5 in 2021, which is what I waited to play it on. And I just love this game. It was like a shitty hometown RPG, and I mean that totally as a compliment. You know, the people in your party were like dudes you met on the street. The weapons you used were like a baseball bat you found in an alley, or a popsicle somebody gave you, or a vibrator, whatever. It was so creative in the way it used just these hometown things. And it took me back to the streets of Japan, which I really miss. You know, obviously I haven't really traveled globally in the last couple of years. So it brought all kinds of feelings up. And I love the Yakuza series. This brought a whole new cornucopia of great characters. I love this game. I played it a lot. Yakuza Like a Dragon.
Hey Vic, it's Ben. So here's the deal. I picked up a PS5, and I haven't owned a PlayStation console since the PS2, which meant I had this enormous back catalog of previous generation games to check out. And my favorite by far in 2021 to play was Horizon Zero Dawn. It's just this gorgeous, immersive open world experience. I love the main character of Aloy and her resilience, and most importantly, the game is a treat to play. The combat is challenging, but it's fair. And there's also this incredible mystery at its center, one that involves our present world and how it impacts that future one. And then when you think it can't get any better, Lance Reddick shows up, and I love Lance Reddick just as much as you do. So Horizon Zero Dawn was my favorite game to play this year. I cannot wait for its sequel. Thank you so much to EPN for all you do, and I'll see you in 2022.
What I've been playing this year the most for 2021 has been the Halo Master Chief Collection. I was
PlayStation 4. I was heavy into PlayStation. I have played all the Halo games before. I needed a refresh, so I made the choice that I wanted to go through every single Halo game again. I played them all just so I could have a better grasp on what I was about to get into Halo Infinite, because it had been so long since I was in the world of Master Chief.
For me, it's been Forza Horizon 5. I have played the living daylights out of that game. I love it. I love the open world. Graphically, it is gorgeous. The amount of cars that I have at my disposal is excellent, and the reward system that they have built in there for replay value from XP to unlocks, it is the game that I consistently go back to and play for an hour to 4 hours every single day.
The game that I've been playing the most this year, Wrestling Empire. I've been playing it on the Switch, but it's also out on Steam for the PC. Wrestling Empire is an incredibly fun, flexible wrestling game. It really takes me back to the glory days of the N64 wrestling games like No Mercy. The sheer number of match types it has is astounding. You've got all your wrestling staples. You've got your cage match, you've got your battle royale, but it also has a lot of unique match types like hair versus hair, where the loser has to shave their head. There are so many options to really make your custom wrestlers your own, and I could even make everybody's favorite tall vampire mommy from Resident Evil Village, Lady Dimitrescu. The career mode has so many creative and hilarious storylines to go through. You can have up to 30 wrestlers in the ring at once, and it's just sheer chaos. And if you have extra controllers, you could play with up to 4 friends. This game is a blast, and I could see myself playing it for years to come.
Believe it or not, the game I spent the most time playing in 2021 was The Elder Scrolls V Skyrim. I got introduced to the modding scene behind Skyrim. There's this whole community of very talented creators who have added things like new weapons, new creatures, new quests to Skyrim, to this 10-year-old game. And I just fell down the rabbit hole. I added more than 800 different mods to my game, and it looked like something almost current gen, and it was full of creatures and characters and magic that I'd never seen before. And that was kind of the perfect thing for 2021. You know, it was a game that was familiar and comforting, and yet somehow new and exciting. So yeah, I may not have played all the games that were released in 2021 because I was spending a lot of time in Skyrim, but I got no regrets. There's just no such thing as too much Skyrim.
What's going on, Vic? It's your boy, the 23rd Stallion with Level 857. The game I think of that I've played the most, I'm gonna go indie. I'm gonna go Cyber Shadow. As soon as I heard that trailer music, I picked it up the same day. Gives you that Ninja Gaiden vibe, but unlike Ninja Gaiden, you could actually learn techniques and moves and stuff like that. It's one of those games that forces you to get better. The soundtrack, like I just said, it's so good that you have to just keep playing it over and over. And I played it multiple times already, and that's one of my favorites for this year, easily. Cyber Shadow. If you don't have it, get it!